Hello there everybody and welcome to SPAZ2. Yes, Space Pirates and Zombies actually has a sequel and it's going to be released on the 19th of May 2016. Luckily, MinMax Studios were able to give me an early copy to show you guys exactly what it's like, and I am really excited about this one. I love Space Pirates and Zombies. It's such a cool game, such a cool concept, and you can spend hours and hours and hours on it. In fact, I probably spent about 100 hours on the original one. It's just so unique. Basically, everything is procedurally generated. The ship is generated, the enemies are procedurally generated, the galaxy is procedurally generated, everything, including even shop prices, are procedurally generated. And there's so much replayability for this, which is really, really cool. Okay, so we're going to go into a single player. I've literally played like the first 15 minutes just to make sure like all graphic settings and sound settings are all up to par, and they are, so we're going to start straight into a campaign. Now, on the press release that I received, it does say that the campaign takes about 12 hours to complete, and the cool thing with SPAZ is the campaign's kind of like a huge, deep tutorial. It can be the main game, but I honestly think the main game after the campaign is Sandbox. Purely because you're going to learn the meat and potatoes within the game, but then you go, okay, let's go Sandbox, and you just go totally free. You go batshit crazy, and you build your spaceship as big as you want, you build your fleet as big as you want, and you just slowly take over the galaxy, which is cool. Right, let's start a new campaign. Difficulty, we'll just go normal. What's the point of this slider? I don't get that. Novice, normal. Yeah. Right, we'll leave it on normal.
It should be noted that currently we use computer-synthesized voices for the main cast.
We plan to replace them with real voice work at some point in the near future.
If you don't like these voices, you can disable them now or at any time in the sound options menu.
Okay, I think we'll disable that. The speech audio, the synthesized voices sound a little bit weird. I'm not really going to be like voice acting them all because I can't pull up the woman's voice. I could try, but it'll just sound weird. So let's not bother with that. We'll turn it off. And I'll get reading. Okay, so here we go. Element 126 Resin Res, it was an answer to everything, a transmutable element with the power to unlock the secrets of the universe. It gifted humanity everything there was to know about space-time and how to enslave it. Next slide. Res triggered an explosion of technological advancement. Mankind spread into the far reaches of the galaxy, growing exponentially in numbers, along with the reliance on Res. The United Terran Alliance was founded to control the countless population. Eventually, they sought to ration the use of Res. As Res supplies thinned, conflict arose. An epidemic of fortune-seeking miners forced their way into the galactic core, where resin was most abundant. Eventually, the primary Res source was discovered. All Res stemmed from a sinister and timeless energy being, a being that awakened by using Res. They had sprung an ancient and recursive trap, Res being the bait no budding civilization could possibly ignore. Corruption spilled outward into the stars, twisting the biological matrix of all that it touched, integrating it with machines. Mankind's own technology, their own dead, had begun to turn against them. The fears they struggled to survive against a flood of abominable flesh and metal. Billions were lost to the infection, only further feeding to expand the corruption. In spite of the hopeless obliteration, the fabric of life itself arose to fight the dark entity. As a race, humanity came together for a single purpose. In some twisted way, they had found peace. Peace, however, does not last. People fell back into their self-minded ways. Humanity turned inward in a scramble for the remaining Res, which now could no longer be renewed. As the UTA lost its control over the galaxy, they collapsed the entire warp gate network beyond any hope of salvage. Human ingenuity, it turns out, knows no captivity. Out of need a resin-based drive was developed, allowing more direct travel anywhere in the galaxy. The Void was reborn as a wild, untapped, and lawless frontier. As years pass and piracy and skirmish battles rage, precious res as the prize, raw worlds are recklessly colonized and disputed by legions of makeshift starships. An entire ecology of nomadic drifters emerged, endlessly recycling the wrecks of constant war. All the while, the nearly forgotten saviors of the galaxy tirelessly struggle to exterminate the last remnants of the infection. Dum dum dum! Voila! Okay, so we're going to get thrust straight into battle here. This kind of shows you how the game's going to be played. Sigh, it seems like yet again the dimwits have found... you dimwits have flown my ship headlong into an infested region. That is the third time this week. 6 billion forms of communication, and I'm yet to find one that can articulate how moronic you fools are. Computer, power up the weapons and shield emitters. The doctor is in. Okay, so here we go. As we can see here, there are enemies, so I will literally have to deal with these one by one. And deal with them. You can see the triangles above their heads are actually... Oh, we're getting shot. Shit. The triangles above their heads are their health. Oh, let's shoot this big ship. We can actually zoom in and shoot like so, just by holding the mouse button. That really knocked off my aim, so let's do this. As you can see, there are missiles firing automatically where I'm targeting as well, which is really, really neat. I'm actually getting shot to shit here. Let's thrust out. Oh, we've taken that guy down. Good, good, good. Took some time. I think it's because all the... I think it's because the shield went down. Oh, look at that. Super kill. Oh, here comes another mothership. Stay away. Okay, let's boost the engines a little bit. Try and get out of all this conflict. Oh, good. We'll rotate. Yes, another kill. Mega kill. Okay, this is kind of endless. We really need to get back into the fight, so let's use the boosters and go, go, go. Here we go. Are we in range? I don't think we're actually in range. That's a lot of missiles coming our way. Ultra kill. Good stuff. Oh, here's another big ship. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's go straight for you. Thrusters activated. We're going headlong. You can actually bash these guys, which is really cool. And he's dead. Oh, yeah. Our ship looks funky. I really like the look of it. Let's deal with you. We are the destroyer of worlds, and that is the end. What on earth? It was all a ploy. Game over. By the void, level 13 is truly the bane of my existence. Carl, seriously, do you realise the crew suffocated on the lower decks because you rerouted the power from life support to play a stupid video game? Silence, imbecile! They gave their lives to the greater good. A scientific mind must stay active, or it would wither and wrinkle. I'll boil any ocean. I'll irradiate the whole litter of Negarkian pups. Okay, oh, I can't actually skip this? This sucks. Negarkian pups, I'll divide by 0 if I have to. Okay, skip. I told you he would be the cause of trouble if you leave him to his own whim. Those implants can really make a man sick in the melon. Elsa, he's a liability if we keep him on board. Please refrain from sneaking up on another living creature like that. Do you not realise the horror people have to endure every time they look at your face? Oh, that's harsh. You are fortunate I didn't inadvertently dismember you in a panic. Everyone, shut up. To the bridge right now. Anyone not here in 30 seconds is getting vented into space. Okay, boss. Well, I'm glad to see everyone was able to get up at the crack of noon to work aboard sustaining our survival. Let me present you all with a garbage dump we'll be shifting through this afternoon. Yes, most of this is useless junk. Yes, this is utterly pathetic. But what choice do we have? This ain't no way to treat this here metal mother. The lady deserves better. Let me be snapping something... Stop it. Stop skipping. Let me be snapping on something fresh. He might not be the best candidate to operate the tractor prototype. Keep in mind that Carl built this thing, so it goes without saying that it's dangerous. I would hate to I would hate to have come all this way. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Just to have... Stop it! Just have Mackenzie rip us apart like a rabid chimp with Carl's untested toys. You know how those two can be. I don't really care who does it, but we need to jump on this opportunity to expand the mothership. That core module will give us some elbow room with those wings. While those wings will give us the much needed firepower. Let's get those modules fitted so we don't have to listen to each other. Okay, so here's the ship computer. Pay close attention to the moving objects picture. Feature film show. Oh my god. You will be subjected to standardized testing following this demonstration. Okay, so it says here, the mothership is a modular ship. Take the ship apart and reassemble it to fit your needs. So this is one of the cool parts of this game. You actually do get to shift through parts that you find in space and swap them out and things. You actually do get to go to like spaceports and trade parts of your ship to expand it. It's sweet. I really, really like it. So in the yellow text is what we've got to do. Use subcores to lay out the frame shape of the mothership. Attach wings, noses, and engines. Okay, let's do it. So we can actually click on these parts, I believe. Why isn't it letting me? Oh, there we go. You can actually unattach everything. We've got to press the left control. That's really weird. Okay. And as you can see, we can't get rid of that one. We can get rid of that. Okay, so here's another core. We can actually bring that over. And we'll connect it there. I think what we should do here as well is we could probably put this at the behind. So we've got two cores there. The cores themselves, I know this just from experience, they actually expand, increase the capability of your shields and your weapons and things. Let's put the rear together, and then we'll put these three wings at the sides. We've actually got an extra wing, which is handy. Put that there. Okay, it shows you in the top right. Wings are weapon platforms that can be mounted to the side of subcore ports. Wings provide a bonus turning rate. So the more wings that we've got, the better. We'll put you there. We'll put you there. Why does this one look different? Let's have a look. That's a micro blaster. So what's this one? This is micro blaster. Low caliber, short range machine gun. Yeah, it's exactly the same. It does look a bit weird though, doesn't it? It looks different. Maybe it's just because it's junk and it looks strange. Okay, so we'll connect you as we were. We'll bring you to there. And then we'll get the nose to here. Voila, there's our ship. What exactly do you think you're doing? Stop leaning on that overhead projector like a crutch. This isn't some archaic top-down space shooter we're playing here. This is real brutal kitten-eating life we're talking about. Join the rest of us down here in reality. The camera needs to be adjusted to fit your needs. Okay, so we can actually adjust the camera by pressing C. You've got this mode, which is the mode that I'll be keeping it in. Anyway, our omnilithium capacitor is now tapped out. I've devised a method to simply eject the spent cell while fabricating a new one out of surrounding space dust. Don't ask me how it works or why it makes sense. All that you need to know is that you'll be unable to fire the ship's weapons whilst the new cell is being installed. I know as well that the shields are inactive as well. It's basically like a reload mechanic. So you can see here, you'll see the cell be shot. Boom! And then we've got that battery over our cursor. And once that actually goes away, we'll be reloaded. Okay. Alright, I'm bringing the weapons online. If that is indeed what you want to call this garbage, let's blast open some of these containers. Maybe we can find something to eat that won't make our hair fall out. I've decided it would be the best if basic resource towing is left up to the ship's computer. These items are fragile to be handled by Neanderthals. It brought me great pain to watch you struggle with the tractor beam. Okay, cheeky. Engines are now online. Good. Let's get moving over here. And basically, if we shoot these, we'll open the crates. And what actually happens as well is they will come automatically into us, which is awesome. Boom! And you'll see, if we just pass over them, we'll actually get the contents. There you go. The ship actually brings it in, which is really, really handy, trust me. Okay, and you as well. Boom! Nice, we got some res there. Sweet. Please assimilate and perform the following diagnostic tests on the kinetic shield system. Your life and my hull depend upon it. Okay, so shields have their own power supply, but they can be boosted with capacitor power. If shields are boosted, they take half damage and generate twice as fast, but you're unable to shoot. Shields consume the capacitor whilst boosted, so no boosting while reloading. Okay, so if we press space, it boosts up the shields. There we go, shields are now up. Press space to boost them. And you just let go of the space bar, and the shields will actually go back to the normal mode. All modern space-capable engines come equipped with the special regenerating boost capacitors. Please practice in making rocket go fast now. Making rocket go fast now. That's bad grammar. Boosted engines greatly increase the ship's speed and maneuvering capabilities. Boosting uses its own independent fuel source, which will regenerate over time. Cool. So left shift to boost the engines. Like so. Oh, that's it. Okay, I must say, I'm actually pretty impressed. You are all able to lace this thing back together without eating each other. And the only thing that remains is to test the res drive. Mackenzie, start the pre-flight procedure. From scotch to caviar to beers to tears. How is that Jameson is the only other one with the ambition to dig out this dung heap? Just cook those bloody engines up and lay in course for somewhere that isn't here, please. Okay, area has been clear. Cool. So now we get to see the main map mode. Press the tab key. Here's the star map, and voila. Okay, Space 101. So this is obviously an open tutorial episode, by the way. Space 101, welcome to the Super Ultra Star Map 9000. Its holographic interface will allow you to scan all known galactic entities, plot mothership destinations, and communicate with other ships and starbases. Please practice untethered exploration now. Okay, so here it says time only moves when you move. All transportation, mining and harvesting, and communication is done via the star map. Take your time to plan your actions, explore a new territory, push the right mouse button to set a destination, and use the mouse wheel to adjust the zoom level. Easy. So here we go. Our mission is actually to explore, which is really, really cool. We can actually just go into a new section of space, and we've seen someone already. All right, we're mobile. If you are thoroughly satisfied, we can finally get on with it. We still have stickies out there, not to mention our laundry list of equipment we need before we can do anything about them. Time is of the essence, and we've wasted... I wish it had stopped that. I wonder if there's an option in the menu. And we've wasted so much of it already. As anxious as I am to find the so-called sticky, we have not encountered one for many cycles. The ship does not yet have a nacelle to stand on. Nacelle to stand on? Therefore, we need to scout more easy opportunities to exploit. Bum bum bum. Okay. We want to be heading, like, to safe space. What is this? Let's go and have a look. It says read this. Now that we're finally on the way, let me remind you that you cannot simply urinate in the corner and proclaim your alpha meat husk. What? You are a minuscule fish in an otherwise colossal ocean of galactic proportions. Unless you wish to be dead before breakfast, read the advisory overlays I've painstakingly programmed for your survival. Do not just click past them, oh this is, and complain to the galactic forums that you did not get the memo. Ignorance will not be excused. Read or die. Please familiar yourself with the star map command functions. If you do not assimilate this information now, it will be waiting for you at dinner time. Okay, that's absolutely fine. I want to just quickly look at the options and see if we can stop the bloody gameplay. No. Input? No. No. Display? No. Okay, so you can't stop it from auto-skipping, which is really irritating, but I'm sure I'll get to... I'll end up speeding through everything. Okay, so as you can see here, this is actually a starbase. We can actually go here and actually start trading things straight away, but I don't really want to do that now. I want to start moving around and see if we can find things. Here's a wreckage. If you look at this zone here. This zone's, what, orange? And it says here that this wreckage is owned by Telemarcus, which is this guy. If we were to go in and actually take this, he might allow us to take it. But he might take offense, and he might actually send out a party to come and kick his ass. He might fall out with us. He might call his buddies to come and attack us. There's loads of different things. And the really cool thing about the game is, as you've noticed, everyone's paused. If I move, everyone else moves. Everything in the game actually has its own function. So this guy down here at the starbase, he could be sending out mining ships. And then he might just decide, you know what? I've got big enough now. I've taken over so many sections of the galaxy. I'm going to go take on some pirates. And he might actually go do that. It's such a cool game. This is why SPAZ is really, really good. And you can play it over and over and over again. It's sweet. Okay, so here's some res that we do need to pick up. While you can't find res at your local corner shop anymore, there are a few special places where res does continue to grow. These rare and mysterious locations are highly sought after. Yeah, we want to find as many res fields as possible, and we can actually use this as like currency, which is really, really good. We definitely need to keep the res. It shows you here 100% capacity. This shows basically every time you come across this spot, it might go, oh, 20%, and you might only get 20% of the, it might only be giving 20% of what it can give you at that specific point. Think of it kind of like if you go to a shop and they bump up the prices. They go, okay, tomorrow this is going to be $100, 100 credits. The day after it could be 150. Just that's how this game works. Everything just evolves as you're playing through, which is really, really sweet. Let's ransack even 32 of 100 res. Nice. Wham! You can see everything speeds up in time, which is really cool. It's saying progress, so we've just got to keep on exploring and find out exactly what we can find. What's this? This is lore. This basically tells us the actual story of the game. We can pick these up for free. Okay. If we tune our warp frequency just right, we can sometimes pick up residual data transmissions bouncing around the old warp network. Though the gates are smashed beyond repair, some seem to be able to hang on to these low-density data packets, like a ghostly reminder of our past. Yeah, we basically learn about the universe itself, learn about the actual storyline and stuff, which is awesome. Okay, we've discovered the remnant of past. Scan it and view it. Wham! We can actually view it here. What is res? Res or resin is slang for the element 126, which was discovered during the colonization of the Alpha Centauri system. The substance is very unstable in its natural state. It phases in and out of space-time continuum, making it difficult to detect. Its discovery accounted for the missing gravitational forces we previously dismissed as dark matter. Res tends to drift through solid matter, randomly coming into phase and adhering to corporal particles. It's only during this state that modern technology can observe the effects. Sweet. So yeah, you get to find out little bits and little snippets of everything, like you might come across a pirate band and they might like have some sort of deep understanding. They might have some sort of deep plot line, and you might actually find out exactly what they had, what sort of activities they had to do with the downfall of the human race, that sort of thing. Here we can actually see a colony farm. We can go and pick up some goons. A cloning farm. Okay, it's not exactly what one would call a happy childhood, but in deep space, clone farming is still safer than being stuck planet-side on a hostile galaxy, such as this one. Every so often, a fresh batch of humans can be harvested. So we can actually ransack 2 humans. We'll do that because you need humans to do all the work. It's really, really handy. We'll actually get this as well. Luckily, no one owns this, which is good. As you can see here, there's a starbase, but it's got 0 health. Later on, when we get bigger, we can grow our own starbase and then start to colonize the galaxy ourselves. What's this? A wreckage. Let's go and have a look and see if we can find anything. Hey! Apparently your intestines are so long, if you strung them up to end to end, you'd probably die. That's gross. This here metal mother doesn't like to loot the dead, but we need to they got for intestines. But what need do they got for intestines? Weird. Okay, so it says loot the wrecks of war to find various supplies. Searching the wrecks takes time. You may have to search the wrecks several times to extract all the loot. That's fine. We'll scavenge it. Find out exactly what we get. Nice. That's really good. We got some res for that, and we got 100 materials as well. Let's see if we can scavenge some more. Hey, we got 7. Nice. That's it. 100% harvest. No, stop scanning. Okay. Let's just keep going. Oh, bad. Okay. This looks bad. Okay, I'm calling it. We need to shift our focus back to more pressing needs. Everyone on board is expected to understand that the mothership takes priority over everything, including our own very lives. To that effect, the mother needs to be fed. If we can't find what she needs, we die along with her. If we cannot trade what we need, we'll have to take it by force. As cruel as it sounds, that's just life. I see fit to enlighten everyone that every action on board consumes something. Don't let these critical supplies run dry. I've gone to the effort of labelling all viable extraction points, as well as indicating when they are ready to harvest. So, I have also colour-coded human selfishness, so you are aware of any other faction claims, if any other faction claims ownership of these areas. Yeah, so this is what I was saying earlier. It says there, blowing up the mothership is not advisable. No, we don't do that. But here, as you can see, this is a star base owned by Duke Starskip. It says there, threat 36, markup is 140%. And that basically means he's charging everything at 140%, which is pretty extortionate, to be honest. But we could go, potentially, when we're bigger, and we can go take him out, if we wanted, and take over his starbase. It's such a cool thing. Like this here, there's all this scrap. I could go mine it, but it's not advisable because it's owned by Duke Starskip. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to piss anyone off as of yet. Our missions up here are find goons, find res, and find scrap. So let's just keep looking around. Okay. This is another owned area. What's happening here? A raid. A raid by Duke Starskip. We could actually go and participate in this raid, and not only would it, like, he would become affiliated with us. He might even be an ally of us because obviously we're showing good intentions to him. This guy down here, what's his name? Dr. Fibersynth. That sounds gross. Dr. Fibersynth, he won't like us because obviously we're attacking him. It's such a good system. I love it. Okay, I tell you what. Let's try and quickly speed up these. So if we find these goons, we can pick those up. This will probably get rid of that mission. Okay, it's going into the explanation of goons here. I sense some underdeveloped crewmen require contextualization about how urgently we require these basic resources. More specifically, human resources. The ship requires an astronomical volume of periodic maintenance and repair. These tasks are far too dangerous to allow anyone with a shred of intellectual value to perform them. Therefore, we do not turn away many applicants. Go back. Remember, the bottom of the pyramid needs the most bricks. That's actually pretty smart. That's correct. It does. Of course, we need bodies to operate and maintain the ship's systems, but we also don't want to feed any more mouths than we must. Most of our food is fabricated from res. Balance in this world. No, balance is the word of the day here. That makes sense, doesn't it? So it says, goons are needed to both operate and repair the ship. If you do not have enough goons, the ship will decay and take damage. But beware, goons consume res over time. Goons can be bought and sold. Sweet. So we can actually have like a little own slave trade, which is pretty funky. Okay, so we need to go find res. I'll tell you what, let's go and just pinch this res. Get the bit of the tutorial sorted. As much as I detest this hellborn excrement, we're stuck in a universe addicted to res. We are no different. Without it, the res drive will collapse, leaving us to limp along at sub-warp. We'll be easy pickings for bandits or anyone else looking to kick us while we're down. Res is needed to keep the ship moving. The faster you move, the more res you burn, and res can be bought and sold. GG. Okay, let's go find some scrap. I know we found some earlier, but let's actually just go on adventure and see if we can find more of the map. You can see here, the map's pretty huge, guys. It's ridiculously massive. Ah, there's some wreckage in an unclaimed area. This is actually called the Dark Ridge. This is a nice, nicely named area. There's a bandit hive where we can actually go and have some fights. The bandit hive will actually get bigger over time, so it's pretty intimidating. Here there's 99 scrap, which is awesome. We'll ransack it. It'll tell us in the tutorial what it does. Finding good, fresh, refined alloys isn't easy. Everyone wants them, but nobody's making them. Even if you don't immediately require scrap, it's good to keep some around for trade. Every space nugget in the void will accept it as currency. There we go. It's a low value trading resource. Sweet. That's that mission accomplished. As you can see here, we're nearly level 2, which is awesome. I think I've gone through the majority of sort of the tutorial itself. Let's go pick up the law. Okay, Jameson wants to talk. Now that we have some currency to spend, we should stock up on strikecraft. We do not want to get overwhelmed when engaged by multiple targets. Plus, it gives our enemies something else to shoot at. I agree. Strikecraft are basically, it's going to allow us to build up our fleet. Let's go get this law quickly. I don't think this will piss off this guy. It won't. Cool. We'll just scan it. Voila. Oh, we're nearly level 2. That's it. Okay, so what we're going to do next episode is we're going to fly down to a friendly starbase and we're going to see if we can buy some strikecraft. Basically, they're the little ships that are going to fly around us and obviously help out. It's pretty neat, actually. You can fly around as one of the strike cruisers if you want, but we'll probably stick as the mothership. Anyway, join me next time, guys, for more SPAZ2. I know this has been a bit of a tutorial-heavy episode, but next episode shouldn't be. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If so, please leave a like, and if you want to see more, make sure that subscribe button is firmly pressed. I'm LL See you, bye. But then you go, okay, let's go sandbox, and you just go totally free. You go batshit crazy, and you build your spaceship as big as you want, you build your fleet as big as you want, and you just slowly take over the galaxy, which is cool. Right, let's start a new campaign. Difficulty, we'll just go on normal. What's the point of this slider? I don't get that. Novice, 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 normal. Yeah. Right, we'll leave it on normal.
It should be noted that currently we use computer-synthesized voices for the main cast.
We plan to replace them with real voice work at some point in the near future.
If you don't like these voices, you can disable them now or at any time in the sound options menu.
Okay, I think we'll disable that. It's triggered an explosion of technological advancement. Mankind spread into the far reaches of the galaxy, growing exponentially in numbers, along with the reliance on res. The United Terran Alliance was founded to control the countless population. Eventually, they sought to ration the use of res. As res supplies thinned, conflict arose. An epidemic of fortune-seeking miners forced their way into the galactic core, where resin was most abundant. Eventually, the primary res source was discovered. All res stemmed from a sinister and timeless energy being, a being that awakened by using res. They had sprung an ancient and recursive trap, res being the bait, procedurally generated. And there's so much replayability for this, which is really, really cool. Okay, so we're going to go into a single player. I've literally played like the first 15 minutes just to make sure like all graphic settings and sound settings are all up to par, and they are. So we're going to start straight into a campaign. Now, on the press release that I received, it does say the campaign takes about 12 hours to complete. And the cool thing with SPAZ is the campaign's kind of like a huge, deep tutorial. It can be the main game, but I honestly think the main game after the campaign is Sandbox. Purely because you're going to learn the meat and potatoes within the game. Speech audio, the synthesized voices sound a little bit weird. I'm not really going to be like voice acting them all because I can't pull up the woman's voice. I could try, but it'll just sound weird. So let's not bother with that. We'll turn it off and I'll get reading. Okay, so here we go. Element 126 Resin Res, it was an answer to everything, a transmutable element with the power to unlock the secrets of the universe. It gifted humanity everything there was to know about space-time and how to enslave it. Next slide. Res. Hello there everybody and welcome to SPAZ2. Yes, Space Pirates and Zombies actually has a sequel and it's going to be released on the 19th of May 2016. Luckily, MinMax Studios were able to give me an early copy to show you guys exactly what it's like, and I am really excited about this one. I love Space Pirates and Zombies. It's such a cool game, such a cool concept, and you can spend hours and hours and hours on it. In fact, I probably spent about 100 hours on the original one. It's just so unique. Basically, everything is procedurally generated. The ship is generated, the enemies are procedurally generated, the galaxy is procedurally generated, everything, including even shop prices,